Hello, and welcome to this month's Safety Minute. I have a presentation where I talk about 6 behaviors that injured workers have brought in to their incidences. And I learned these 6 behaviors from countless stories I've heard from other injured workers, including my own. One of those behaviors that I talk about is how we never think it's going to happen to us. We're invincible, we're tough. And when I share that, I truly feel like sometimes we take on risk because we see the energy and we get this feeling that it's maybe not right, or somebody approaches us and brings up a concern and we kind of push back. That's where we don't really think it's going to happen to us. And we're invincible, and then we become tough. I also feel like sometimes we're hanging out with our friends or we're being pushed to do something at work and we take on risk because we feel like if we don't, we're going to come off as being weak, which then we're trying to act tough. In that whole point of that we don't think it's going to happen to us, we're invincible, we're tough. I do sum up for the audience what tough is. You see, I learned the true definition of tough in the hospital. Tough is living my life. Tough is sticking this face into that world every day. Tough is dealing with the stares and the whispers that happen constantly behind my back. Tough was knowing that I changed my family's life. Tough was having to look my spouse in the eye and tell her I'm sorry for screwing up our lives. Honestly, when I really look at it, taking on a risk honestly isn't tough at all. That's just ignoring your hazards and usually your gut and your instinct. And when you do that, you can learn the true definition of tough. I share that with you because just recently, this last month, I had someone approach me and challenge me on one of my safety videos. And he said this: sometimes you're just going to need somebody who's going to take on the risk and have the balls to do it. And I was like, well, that is the reason I have a job. And I thanked him. I honestly did. The truth is, though, when I look at having balls to do the job regardless of the risk, I also feel like we have another option. And that is, we can also use our brain. And we can either choose that we're going to use our brains over balls. You see, brains and balls, they'll actually both see the energy, the hazard. The difference is after you see that energy, what you're going to do with it. Balls will pretend the hazard doesn't exist and they'll just push on through, hoping things don't go wrong. Your brains will see the energy, do something about it, control it, and then they'll push on through. But they'll get the job done because they controlled the energy and nothing bad is going to happen to them. That's the difference between brains and balls. When you have balls and you're going to push through regardless of the risk, doing nothing about it, you take on a lot of risk. And you're relying on, honestly, luck for things to go right. But luck is not a safety plan at all. You see, statistically, 1/3 of us will have a severe incident by the time we're 30. That means 2/3 of us will have a severe incident by the time we're 60. And if we all live to 90, 99.99% of us would have a severe incident by the time we're 90. You cannot go through life without getting hurt. If you've ever needed stitches, broken a bone, been to the hospital, had a burn, you can't go through life without getting injured. Unless you want to do something about the energies when you see them, which is where brains come in. You see, brains will take that gut feeling, and your brains will be like, well, hey, hold on a second. That gut feeling, that's actually me talking to me. Why wouldn't I want to listen to myself? And then you'll be like, well, what are you saying, gut? Oh, I'm going a little fast. The roads are icy, or I have poor visibility. Maybe I should slow down. Will slowing down get you to your destination? It certainly will. It actually doesn't stop you from doing this and driving a car at all. Or you'll be out at work and you'll see something on the ground like a puddle. You'll be like, maybe I should rope that off or clean it up. By doing that, will you remove the hazard and prevent a slip? Probably would. And then you can get your job done. You won't fall, break a hip like so many other people have done. Or you'll look up and be like, hey, there's some work happening above me. Maybe I should just avoid that area totally. Or make sure I have a hard hat on when I'm in that area because I still have to be in there. Will that prevent an injury? Probably would. And then you won't have to be one of those countless people that have ever had something fall on their head at work, which is why we have hard hats now. You see, brains, it just controls the risk. Where balls kind of takes on the risk. And it pretends it can't happen to them. And then they rely on luck. And luck, it's not a safety plan. So it's really up to you. What are you going to let drive your behavior when you're working or playing or driving? You're going to have balls, you're going to have brains. If you have brains, you probably end up getting it done. If you have balls, well, you might get the end result of this. I hope you enjoyed this safety minute. If you want more videos like this, please hit the subscribe button. If you want to bring me out to your workplace where I can share safety concepts with your people, go to spencerspeaks.ca. Until the next safety minute, stay safe.